大家早上好，今天是2020年6月13号，星期六。我现在来到Absolute Fitness. Here with my trainer Mike. 我的教练他叫 Mike. 这个健身房叫做 Absolute Fitness. 我们现在已经开始来做运动。这个图大家可能看不太清楚，我会照张照片，然后来发。OK， 好，我们开始吧，谢谢。Go ahead, Mike.
All right. I wrote down bands first, and I was just gonna. We do this sometimes as part of a workout, part of a warm up. Once you get that there, I usually demonstrate with the lighter band. I grab this, but this is mostly upper body ones. We'll just show you today. The first will be where you step on them, and obviously we'll put both feet on this. And of course, the wider you have your feet, the harder it's going to be. To make it easier, you just use one foot if you wanted to. I'm going to start off with the most challenging one, and it would be just your front raise. So this will be a lot of resistance by the time you pull it up in front, arm straight. Yep. And a lot of time we'll just do 6, 8, 10 reps of this kind of warm-ups. And so I'll start with what I feel the hardest one with these bands. You're doing very good. So I'm not going to demonstrate too much. Just yeah. And then I'm going to go into the typical upright row.
8, 8个。
We'll take 8. I'm going to go to the upright row with leading the elbows here. So, yep. Like I said, basically.
刚才的这个是往前伸，然后现在是往上伸。这个是一个热身运动，一共做8个就可以了，每个。好 ，1, 2, 3。这个是肩膀，the shoulder and the
So a lot of times we use a lighter weight band just to kind of warm up the muscles for some people.
Good.
And I'll just try basic curls or hammer curls. We'll actually just grab it with the palms facing in and just do like the curls.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
这个叫屈臂。
It's unlike our bicep, say, machine we have. It's the hardest part is getting started. The hardest part here is at the very top, of course. But
Okay, good. 好，8个做好了，屈臂。
So as we do, this will be a tougher one based on what band you have. Just one foot. We'll put the hand underneath here, right in the thumb. We'll do a shoulder press overhead, so your elbows will come in the middle there. You already got it? Just like so. This might be one of the tougher ones too, based on what band we use.
Oh, raise. Okay. 好，这个是单手的，往上，大概这个角度，然后往上举。
We're unstable sometimes.
2, 3, 4,
More?
5, 6, 7,
If you want to use one.
8.
This is a pretty good band. We just did a few so far. This is a decent resistance on the red band here, yeah. I want to match your shorts.
5, 6, 7, 8. All right, good.
I'm going to try the old band pull apart. Just a couple of versions here. There's many versions you can do on this, but you actually can grab one side, make it easier, but we'll start maybe grabbing both sides. And you would definitely, of course, the wider you go, you can always go in closer. There's an arm straight out in front of you, shoulder height, just pull the band apart, or the band may pretty much hit the chest here. So if it seems kind of easy, we'll just move our hands slightly closer. Because this one could be pretty intense. A lot of resistance back here at that end point. Yeah, it could be a good resistance there.
2.
So I do have some people very limited that can only go to about here, even with a super easy band.
4, 5,
So this could be a workout itself.
7, 8. 好了。
So I'll try the same thing. I'll try it overhead, so behind. I'm not really big on doing a lot of things behind the head, but the head may tilt forward slightly. But then you're doing the same thing, just down the shoulders level.
Not so
This
strong.
way, a little less control on this one. Still trying to think of upper mid back, shoulders coming together.
2. 练那个肩后边的。
So see based on what kind of band you use, this could be a good workout. It's just a band.
Yeah.
That's good resistance. These red ones. And these are new too. So.
Okay, good.
And then just a couple more here. I was gonna loop under one thumb. We'll put the band behind you. Now, again, I always have a couple layers of material. This is more comfy on my skin. I go behind the back. Put my thumb in like in the palms here. It's in the armpit area. You got it? More just a bench press, chest press, just pushing straight out. So this is where it might kind of dig into the skin back there a little bit.
这个是往前这样拉8个。
Yep. This has got a lot of good resistance out there at that far point. Ooh. I have other orange ones that are kind of between these two. And then I'm just going to do one more on this one. It's going to be just pretty much pushing straight out. Not quite like a flying pec deck, but it is, keep it out the whole entire time. Arms staying mostly straight, yep. And again, based on how your hands feel, some people might put, a little towel or something in there based on the
Yeah,
color.
I think it will be easier.
And some of my bands are, whatever, you can put your palms down, you can put the palms in, all depends on the person.
Okay. Oh,
And some of my bands are wider, which makes it more, this is more the thinnest one with white, it's more discomfort on the hands, I think. That was it for the bands, I was gonna just show you those far as some, that's what we just,
get some of that.
it's part of the workouts, part of the, and again, a lot of these can be done too with just even rubber tubing type ones. These flat bands I like the best, as far as less chance of breaking and so on.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This next category, again, I'm going to do this at the end. When I categorize some strength training movements with this dumbbell kettlebells, you did some of this last week. I was going to maybe add a couple different things in it. Whether I call it conditioning or they're more faster movements, something can turn, they're metabolic. So I have various people come in, we have focus on strength training movements. And some strength training movements, if they're done just faster and lighter weights, we put that more in a category, maybe a conditioning type emphasis or so. Or some people might say, more aerobic, more cardio emphasis or so. So like the hypo again needs to be done with dumbbells. We kind of did a couple of these last week, which I didn't get really many weights out yet. I think I'll start grabbing here. So I'm more organized than last week in this room. I haven't got everything organized all the way yet, but we'll slow here. I said I didn't want to bring in too much other type of equipment so much, but this is what you have access to. Okay, so you've already kind of did a little bit of upright row with that band. That's right before you came in, Jim.
Okay.
So obviously the high pull was what we call, the upright row you did it earlier with just the band. The high pull is more with the legs involved, just kind of that mini squat one.
Mm-hmm.
So again, these can be done with dumbbells too. Yep. You just grab one of those, you're fine. Yeah, so.
Only you do 82, 10 or how
Yeah, 10 is a kind of more of a given number for the most part.
10, okay.
I will sometimes, when I go heavier, I might go less reps, I might go lighter. I may go 15, 20 sometimes.
15,
So
okay.
these are just 4 basic, or say 5 basic speed type movements. And sometimes I might do this at the end of a workout for just a finisher type thing. So definitely the high pull, obviously, is just your mini squat, like you just did last week.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, so it's
15.
Yep. So definitely it's, and last week you kind of did both. You kind of did the mini squat one, which is easier, or turn into a full squat one. That's going to be, even tougher, of course. Very good. I wasn't sure if your camera angle, you're not really getting your legs as much on that. So yeah. So a lot of times in some of our, I have one gentleman comes in 4 days a week. We have 2 strength training emphasis days and 2 more conditioning kind of days. And we might do some of these on those conditioning kind of days for
这
him.
个叫做 high pull， 就是你做一个深蹲，然后再把它拉起来，这就是一个，然后做15个。OK。
And the full squat kind of just adds more to it, of course. The swing, obviously, you did the swing last time. Again, even last time I think we tried the kind of a dumbbell swing with 2 hands here, or you do one hand. Swing can be done with 2 dumbbells out here also. Obviously, traditional with a kettlebell, of course, is your, which I think is your 2-hand swing like so. Especially if you're trying to think more hinging, not so much squatting, and really let the kettlebell come back behind the glutes there. Yep. The hands and wrists will pretty much.
It's a little light. Do you have
Yeah, probably a little light for you. That's like that still might be light for you. I mean, it is one that the more weight you use, the more that whole backside gets work, so I might bring more over.
这个叫做 swing，swing 就是把这个 kettlebell 从腿中间悠上去。
Yeah, so hands and wrists will pretty much touch your inner thighs up there. Now on this one, also as you come down, almost like let the kettlebell come down and then the hips go back. So we try not to squat too much into this. It's just a more of shoving the hips and butt back, just very little knee bend in a sense. It's really, that's probably the most technical thing we do today. That's the time. So a lot of times people start, when a kettlebell comes down, we automatically start squatting
好
into it.，
这个叫秋千 ，kettlebell 秋千 ，OK， 完成了。
Yeah, so then the snatch is one we did not do last week because I usually do more with dumbbells in this place here than with kettlebells, but snatch obviously is, they're all kind of like mini squatting type ones. And I do it single arm quite a bit, I can do it 2 arms at the same time. Typically you might see it done with a barbell or so, but we're still coming down with the dumbbell near the knee or maybe at shin level. It's a straight line, straight up to the top. Now if you go too slow, people turn it into stopping here and then they got arm press it up. So you're trying to go from bottom to the very top, all one motion.
OK，
And if it's light enough, you'll have a tendency to go out in front of you too much. So it's really just lead the elbow, straight up, catch it. Straight up. 10, 12, and
这个叫做 snatch，snatch 就是想象你捡起来个东西扔到墙上的意思。
And you'll want to go probably a little bit faster. It'll make it easier to go faster, in fact. Yeah,
把
so
东西扔到墙上。
leading with the elbow, just go straight pull to the ceiling. So if you did a video from the side, you'd almost see the dumbbell on the implement go straight up, straight like this. Like it's easy to, that's probably still light enough for you. That's
Yeah.
That's better right there. It's easy to have it go out in front of you too much. So I'm trying to do these speed movements here first. Yeah. Like I said, it can be done with 2 hands also, which might be even easier for some people. It's probably, sometimes if you do something too light, that should be 12, that should be 2 pounds more than that one.
This is even heavier.
Yeah, some are bigger, but yet they're lighter.
Yeah. I don't think you got it right.
Yeah, we'll still go like a straight line up.
啊，你再和我说一下
I。think you need.
哦。
Yeah.
OK
There you go.
Oh,
You were
okay.
doing it right, or
This
the other arm
way,
at first,
okay.
yeah. Yeah, I said it's easy to go out in front of you, but, or if you go too slow, it'll go out in front of you too much. Yeah, these speed moves are a little more technical. Like the high pull, not as much, the swing and the snatch, they're definitely more technical. So you could tell, if I were to just give you twice as much weight, all of a sudden, you would think, wow, I need to use more legs and hips because I gotta get this weight going. When the weight's lighter, it's easy just to kind of arm it. So, I got 5 things written in black there. I'm gonna go to number 5. Push press, you've done, it's just another variation of shoulder press. So, if you did dumbbells or a kettlebell, obviously just what I call just shoulder press or military press or overhead press would be just like so. But a push press, that means you're probably using a little bit more weight and you have to get some legs and hips involved. Maybe just that little bit. And so it's really meant to be a heavier weight. Or I didn't write it down. What's called the jerk part is if you had something so heavy, you could only push it to there. You almost have to drop down, catch it, and then stand up with it. But the push press is just another explosive type shoulder press. And it can be done with 1 arm or 2 arms.
OK，arm quicker。
So if a person uses 10 pounds with just the arm ones, I may go 12 or 15s on the, I'll bring this over to
Like this, Mike? Like that?
Yeah, so this will be, the thruster is an extra, the thruster would be like the full squat version.
Oh.
The push press would be just a little mini squat, just enough to get it going. So you're trying to make it more of an upper body exercise, which is a little bit of leg hip drive. There you go. That's perfect, both of you. Yep. So some might say, hey, it's kind of just a cheating type shoulder press movement. Well, it is. You're using some legs and hips, but yeah.
这个叫 push press。
And then, of course,
Okay.
the thruster would be the same thing, but you're adding the full squat into it. It's like
Oh.
you see it last week, so you did that last week.
Thruster 是蹲的低一点。
And so you may have the weight heavy enough where it's a little slow starting from the bottom, but then the momentum picks up then. So it's the same thing, just a more of a squat, Yeah. Temperature okay in here?
Yeah. Double checking here.
You and I are demonstrators. We just, yeah, so there's more variation you can do on that, but that would be my basic 5 kind of more speed type things that I say put in conditioning, or they're always part of the strength workout or finishers I use. I throw out, not that every single workout I put together for people has these, but I look, these are the 7 basic movements. I mean, the first 6 are probably pretty self-explanatory. They're at least over the course of a week, hopefully every client we have does some form. It could be a leg press, but a squat, a lunging, a pushing, a pulling, hinging. Of course, we already did some hinging on those movements right there, a little bit of just hinging, not what was supposed to squat. Rotation, a lot of ways to get rotation, and of course that doesn't mean just you're twisting your body, but it could be anti-rotation where you're just resisting something. You're holding a band, maybe you're getting pulled one direction. So that, yeah, you just right there. Gait locomotion, I guess that refers to more things that can enhance or improve walking and moving, which really has a lot more plank, midsection type stuff. And so you did like some carries, carry some weights around. That would be in a category of.
But there are those single leg.
Yes.
Okay.
I want to do a little more single leg today a little bit too. I want to get that in. And this is what we heard on this right side, was just some miscellaneous things we really didn't cover as just some other ideas to add to it. You kind of did some squatting, goblet squat, that's always referred to just holding, which I know you've done, it's like just dumbbell or a kettlebell or some weight in front, doing like a front squat. That would be your goblet squat, that's the term you use. Curtsy lunge, then again, you got your lunge where you can step backwards, lunge where you can step forward. Lots of you did some lateral lunges. Curtsy is really a step back lunge, but it's gonna hit the hip, boost the hips a little there. It's where you can actually go. Typically, it's just one weight in front of you. Let's say you can switch hands on this too. It's going to do a little different feel. But typically, I go on the same arm, same side. I step back, but I kind of like a curtsy, like a dress. You're curtsying, you're bowing, so you step over, and you don't want to over rotate too much. But even just there's some people with hip flexibility, maybe don't rotate very much at all, just a little bit of a step back on one side. So I typically do it this way. So it won't be quite as deep, but that definitely puts a whole different feeling on the backside.
Glute, right?
Yep.
It feels very different.
And I had some people do it, say, opposite arm, opposite leg. No curtsy lunge.
这个叫做curtsy lunge, right?
Curtsy lunge, yeah.
Curtsy lunge 就有点像那个鞠躬一样。
That's good, yeah. Yeah, both look good on these. And this is one where if I do things that require 2 hands, like I might do 10 reps, 15, whatever, 12. This one for some people, I might only do 6 or 8 per leg. That's just I do it more for other people, but.
Yeah.
And so if I have people if I have people doing lots of lunges forward and back, and then they try that curtsy lunge for the first time, that's just different. Oh, I really felt that little.
Yeah.
Just different enough.
8次，这侧面的肌肉会有训练。OK， 好嘞。
Again, I got some legs up back. I was planning on putting a workout there. You have upper and lower body kind of alternating, but DL I just call it the deadlift, which somebody put in the category of squat. That's anytime you're picking something from the floor up. And so when you try to do a lot of exercises, you start by, in a sense, deadlifting. You're picking weights from the floor, and then you can do whatever you want to with them. But I think just getting people, I would put the deadlift kind of in a category of squat and hinging motions. But I think when people just learn how to properly pick things up from the floor, which obviously this is a pretty small hand though. It's only a few inches here. That might, for some of our older clients, might be almost too far to reach down. So some of the people I would put the weight, say, on a bench, and they just kind of walk up to it, grab it, and they just go down as far as they feel they can. So just like so, or I may have 2 dumbbells or 2 kettlebells. These are ways, but whether it's like so, or put the feet together on the outside. So many variations, but I think it's almost anybody coming in, new client here, I make that as one of the, if they do things outside the machines, I think that's one of the foundational movements. But I think it sounds so simple, just learning how to properly lift something from the
这
floor.
个是硬拉的一个训练，就像是你要把这个从地上捡起来一样。好，把这个再弄低一点，能看见。好，这个也做。
Yeah, very good, genius. And sometimes I, on purpose, will just for variety, I call it the sumo stance, where you're definitely just get a wider stance, and then the
对，
feet
也
might
可以
go up
做
more.
这种 sumo，就是像扑式或者是芭蕾舞式这样是这个内侧的。
And it can be done with one arm at a time too, so that automatically twitch right, so it can be done with just one arm on the weight, and then switch it. So you can tell you got a wide enough stance over there, and it's like, yeah, you can get the thighs down pretty much parallel, yeah. So we're doing a lot of lower body things here starting off.
14, 15, okay.
15 too much for me. And just kind of adding in, like here I got my abbreviations. If you came and I did all the workouts, you would probably know what my abbreviations are. Yeah, overhead press. I got the word rotation. Variations is too. And it can be done one arm at a time. It's a dumbbells in your hand. The key is going to be I'm kind of adding in a pressing and a rotation combined here. Ideally, I say I have these both in my hands. And the whole key is, this is hard for a lot of people to pick up, as I'm gonna put it in two phases first. I'm gonna pivot and rotate, but the whole key is starting from the floor. I'm gonna pivot my foot, my knee, my hip, and press straight up. And it'll be natural to want to press like outward. That's a lot more work. You think about pressing up. So typically you start, and then I'll rotate the other way. Now on this, my suggestion might be, it might feel natural for most people, even before you complete your rotation, you may already start pressing out. It just gets a lot more core involved than just shoulders and arms. And so people may not want to pivot the foot and knee enough. So the whole key is you make sure you get a full pivot. Yep.
Okay. 这个叫做转体和上推，这个就像是你有的时候要扔东西。
Sometimes you don't pivot enough. That's where the dumbbell starts going out in front of you rather than just straight up. So. And of course, if you do this, the faster you try to go through, it makes it more challenging to try to control the weight. It's hard to go straight up with it, yeah. It's funny, you both went faster when I said that. It's like,
Yeah.
you're in unison here. I don't really usually try to promote speed on this, but I say if you went faster, it's more control.
We had a contest on how many burpees you can do in a minute.
That's a lot. I think 10 seconds. About no. Some of you might have access to, like, I call it step up. Obviously, we have our stools, which once the person's really heavy, just our basic stools are showing up that. And once I don't like this as much because it's got these sidebars on it, but it'll hold a lot of weight. Our other bench here has got 3 levels to it. That's as low as it goes. Now some people have good knees, good hips, decent flexibility. We use that, and I might put to the next level. For some people, I almost need 1-inch increments. This is a 4 inches higher, then it goes 4 inches higher. So I only do this for certain people, but you could do a lot of different things with this, obviously. And the most simple might be starting a person on the top, whatever height it is. And of course, you may know every inch you go higher, it makes it a lot tougher. So I may have weights in my hands and just maybe step down or back up. This is probably the easiest, most control. Obviously, a person this is where people can get in trouble. They go too fast, you get tired. They might, hit things and trip. So I don't, and they might go up and down like so. And I went right leg both times there. I normally do this on that one if I did it. I might do more a side thing where I have just also easy starting on top, down, back up. Or if it's slow controlled, kind of rotate side to side. So do a lot of that actually, but that could be some really good leg movements.
Okay. Oh, can I try that?
Yeah, you can. I just want to kind of throw it out at you there. Again, I'm kind of just doing a lot of miscellaneous variety of things here. But
这个就是下面有一个小台阶儿，然后你那个拿着东西上上下下，这样也是一个锻炼平衡。好，最简单的就是这样上来，
I'm trying this.
再下来，然后比较复杂的就是这个 very easy。
Okay, so that's kind of probably low for you. You know, a couple, 3, 4, 6 inches higher. But
Let me try the higher one. This is a little too easy. Maybe the weight is too
yeah,
high.
like this, for example, would be, like I said, this is a lot bigger, but this would be definitely much more of a challenge. Not sure how you want that to do it.
OK， 刚才那个太矮，我现在做一个这高点儿的。Ooh, that feels good.
Yeah, so you can tell with your leg length when you get the thigh there, your thighs definitely, your hips are kind of below the knee, which means that's a big range. So if you're 6'6", that wouldn't be as bad, of course. But that's a pretty big step there, yeah.
Let me see, try the side. Wow, that's harder somehow.
Yeah, this side makes it feel a little different angle of drive, yep. That was good on your part to walk over too, just, yep.
Let's look at it for hand.
But it's a lot of control of your body.
And honestly, sometimes I will carry a dumbbell or a kettlebell in front, which I gotta could be or could be on the chest level, for example, shoulder level. Yeah, it could be right
Like
there.
that?
Yeah, make it a little tougher, or a little more abs involved, not to lean too far forward. So that was good on Shin's part. As a trainer, I'm kind of right by the person, just in case they were to stumble.
It's a little bit too high.
No, it feels good.
That was good. Yeah, well, thank you very much. Anyways, yeah, thank you. Again, kind of just some miscellaneous things here. The last bit at the bottom here, these are probably a little more core related in a sense. And I do these a lot on, I could be, kind of like the bench thing. The higher the bench is, the harder it's going to be to do, right? These, I might do this on a bench, the low, in kind of push-up position. The lower you go, of course, the harder. It could be on the floor too. I'm going to use this bench. This is more stable anyway, I think. Yeah. Thank you. I might just move this bench all the way. Thank you. Yeah, here, I'll put it, you can do that a second. The planker, obviously, just your basic, I think you probably do this. Basic rowing motion would, a single arm row be just like this kind of position here, obviously.
Okay.
But so we're going to be rowing, but I would do it in a push-up position. Again, this has got some softness to it. It's just, that's got more wobbliness to that bench. So, but again, if I'm on the floor, it'd be even harder, of course. So I'm going to be trying my best, ideally, to have a straight line push-up position. Just your rowing motion. Just trying to stay as.
We can do this at home. We have something.
So that's one there. And yeah, the lateral different than the first one.
A little lighter one.
It's probably one if you did say
15.
a 20-pound row. Normally, you would probably go down to 15 or something, 5 or 10 pounds less than your normal row. Yep.
Oh, this maybe a little too light.
Yeah,
Right.
you can tell too from your foot position.
Yeah.
The wider, so people might start off with the. Oh, sorry, how are you going? You may start with a wider foot position, just keep your body straight, and then you build up to feet being more narrow, and maybe even trying one foot. And here I might go sometimes 8 or 10 or 12 per side.
10. Okay. I felt my body are leaning towards the opposite side to balance.
Yeah, that's actually, and this where I always suggest go ahead and put your feet a little wider.
Okay.
That may be a little more stable. And again, the stronger the whole core feels, you would put your feet close together. I say, or do one leg. Or, when I say one leg, what would take place there is, as you pull with the left arm, the right foot goes up, or so the opposite.
You could do.
And also in the same
like
position.
This? Which one?
Yeah. So. Yep. I'll show you a couple more versions of that.
Oh my God, that's hard.
So a couple more things of that. I've done it, say, on the bench itself. If I had, say, both my knees and hands up here. There's no magic hand placement if you grab it or have it here. So I've also done this where it's the opposite arm off the leg. So as I pull with the right arm, the left leg goes out.
Oh, I like that.
And so it's, it's easy on the knees at least.
Yeah.
Or that's one step easier is just to keep the leg up there. This is probably a little easier, no movement. Another thing too, keep doing with the kettlebell, I have the word lateral drag. Drag by me refers more to like a sandbag dragging. It's probably, this is maybe high for this drag. Another thing of doing that, you kind of did your rowing, or you could just place the kettlebell to the opposite side. You're going to be pulling going under the body. And keep reversing it. So at least gives you a little relief on the shoulder. So that first one, that's a lot of work on that one side to hold yourself up that long.
Let me try that like donkey thing. That you can exercise on both leg and so this up.
Definitely more core involved.
This rolling, right? Let me just keep it steady. Oh, that you have to hold.
That's good.
Keep your balance.
I think do you put your hands around like
Oh,
Yeah, you can do that too.
let me
Yeah,
try
that might
that.
feel more secure.
Yeah.
Also, yeah. Good call right there.
It's very hard to move on both sides. Don't know how to do it.
You can hold the leg there.
It's definitely being a more
Yeah.
advanced exercise for sure.
This is hard. It is.
Yeah. And you
Maybe it's too much
Maybe
weight.
doing on the ground is easier because
and you actually, when you get your leg up,
yeah.
like I said in general, it's not a major significant. You get your leg up, but you also had your foot up pretty high. Nothing wrong with that. That's probably harder than if you had the leg straight out. That might be a little more balanced. You have more weight out there.
Yeah.
You,
You
had
don't feel as secure as you're on the ground this way.
you can see the surface next to this other bench has more of a wobbliness to it on purpose, but that'd be harder than grabbing the bench here.
伸直点吧。
But
Pretty
this
solid.
is a very high efficient. I like this exercise. This
Yeah,
is good.
That's good.
We have a bench with a
But
similar,
it's not as steady as this.
or like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other, the other thing I did, I was using an example of sandbag, but what I've done sometimes is, this actually is heavier, let's heavier than it is, so, this is where I did the sandbag drag. Sometimes just on the floor, I guess we're even that rowing. So this would be a little tougher because it's lower, but I put my hand there, that should be pretty stable. But the sandbag drag, this is actually opposite. Yeah, there we go. Same kind of thing where I'm in the push-up position, just trying to slowly pull them apart. And I think I'm messing this up real quick. Oh, never mind. On the sandbag drag, I would just be in that position, pull the bag across, just like so. So you gotta really adjust your abs every time on this and try to stay stable. I was trying to do the rowing one, I did. Sometimes I just go on some other object. Obviously, this would make it hard because it's slower, but it's also hard and stable. This, that hand there might be tougher because it's soft and wobbly. All right, and then front raise diagonal. Last week you kind of did just a front raise bag, a dumbbell. But what I was trying to add more diagonal to it was, I'm sorry, from the side. So last week we kind of just did this front raise like so. I was trying to add more of a diagonal to it, up to the middle, down on the side. So we also last time did that rotational lunge. So it gets a little more core rotation involved. Yeah, dumbbell will be easier for that. Kettlebell works, dumbbell will probably be easier.
就从侧面把它举起来。
So with the dumbbell, it's probably easier to go start from the side, go right up, start from the side, go up. Let's go try that or something. So that works, but. And the knees always have maybe a slight bend to them, but. It's probably one we'll try to keep the head forward at all times on this one.
Oh.
Yeah, just kind of slight rotation in the midsection. Yep. Yeah. Very good. Again, it's the shoulders, upper back, it's the core, it's kind of a lot of things there, but I put it in a category of a shoulder exercise for the most part
Okay.
first. So it really, like, there's some kind of, just some things we didn't cover as much last week somewhat. Now, I was going to really go back into this exercise as maybe you did somewhat last week, a little bit last week. Any thoughts or questions or any? I'm kind of just throwing stuff at you so far. I didn't really.
No, I think some of the, I have my system. I probably will replace some of the exercise I'm so tired of doing for the last 9 months and replace with some fun one like this, doing this way. And like I did last week, I took some out of your training and incorporated into my routine, make it fun.
Like these things down here are probably a little more than that whole numbers.
This is a little bit more advanced, right? Because people have to learn how to do plank, then do plank row.
Yes,
right?
and some things I probably show you that the rowing one on the bench here, that's one a lot of clients would fall off the very first time. So if I know a person can do it or they worked up to it, then I put them in that.
Yeah,
And,
good. Okay.
yeah, I think even there's, I was gonna say earlier, is the one on the floor where a person, say a person just does that, instead of using the bench, they did on the floor, just pulling a dumbbell up.
Yeah, I've done that.
Obviously, I might start some people on the knees,
Yeah.
and then maybe, maybe one leg up, what's on the floor, or as they pull up, yeah, like so, or move, kind of go back and
Maybe
forth.
on the floor is more safer.
But
For
it's
sure,
a,
for sure,
it's
yeah.
balance, it's an
Definitely make it move.
exercise, yeah.
I haven't seen a floor move yet on me, but yeah, very good though. Yeah, so if you want to go back some other, or how often do you work out yourself anyway, as far as home, or is it certain days? Do you have a set schedule, or is it?
I try to do 5 exercises a week, 4 really full set warm up, weight bearing and stretch. That's 4 days, and 1 day HIIT. Yeah. Any
Okay.
HIIT thing you suggest? I'm tired of doing high leg raise, jumping jacks. Anything that little fun to do, and just like the most high intensity workout.
Okay.
What do you suggest?
Okay, so I'll top my head in case I can sort of see a lot of things you do, but yeah, before I get stuck on doing, like if I revolve most of my workouts around some basic movements, but yeah, gotta add some fun things or variations just to sort of mix it up. I guess that's kind of a little benefit in here. I mean, not that we have every piece of equipment in the world, but just have some bands, have some sandbags, have some kettlebells, just enough variety in some machines that I can do some machines. I go lighter and just do some different things on. Yeah, so what I was going to say is, yeah, I do a few exercises that we're to finish off where they're combined type things. It might be variation.
Maybe one thing I want to learn is I always want to do some type of, if you don't have cable, what more I can do to really actually focus on the chest?
That's right. So last week I just did bench press and fly stuff. We did a little static on top, and even I kind of verbalize this again. This is so if someone has some bands, you can if they could be attached to something on the sides and just do standing, or because I don't have I have a smaller cable system that could be done just one arm at a time.
Okay.
But it's also the lightest weight on that would be still pretty tough to do. Honestly, even there earlier, it wasn't that. This is not as the angle of the resistance is not coming from the side, so it's coming more from the back here. So this was not the ideal chest thing, but it's getting the chest involved. But I have set some people up just attaching bands on a couple machines and do the typical bend over just like so. Yeah, so really it's making the chest. The shoulders are involved in everything, but the chest is mostly just involved in pressing and fly type stuff. So other than, what I've done here is really just other than changing the bench angle for various angles, that helps.
And one other thing is, how do I advance to the point that I can do chin up?
Oh, that's right,
What
yes.
other exercise I need to do? I felt, I guess, Doc, I can probably do this, but I wouldn't be able to do the whole thing.
Okay. Yeah, so you got a chin up thing at home, right?
Yeah.
And so also, even some band stuff with that would be very helpful. No, but I think I started already with just the chin ups today. And some people I move up to this one. But we have very few people who can do many chin ups. Some of the guys can do 5 or 7. Or actually, having me off to the side is wonderful because I will use some more of these.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of wipe them down.
好了，我们已经收拾了，今天的锻炼非常开心，下次再见，拜拜。